Hey, the achievement popped up for once. Hello. Morning, Tokunaga. After processing and analyzing the clues, our theory pans out. Satoya Eriko was kidnapped at her place. Anything else? No fingerprints this time, but the blood we found on the needle was Eriko's. That's what I was afraid of. Want to hear how we assumed things went from good to awry? Let me guess. She let the killer in because they knew each other. As soon as she puts down her coffee, she's injected with a serum. Off the top of my head, I'd say gamma hydroxybutyric acid. The rape drug. Then he only had to order Eriko to follow him since she was in an altered state of consciousness. Of consciousness? What makes you think she was? No sign of violence, the victim walked herself to the gallows. Impressive for a small-time cop. We share the exact same theory. What else did you find? What was in her safe? Nothing besides her diary. Let's just say she had a lot of issues with her homosexuality. Listen, you were right about Shige and Tae. Their profiles don't match our killer. I have to go now, but when I'll call you... Yeah, I know. We'll talk later, and congratulations for your deductions. If the killer managed to get this close to Eriko, I have to make sure he doesn't get to Noriko. The night shift should be replaced by the day shift team in a couple of minutes. I don't even have to ask the chief if he put more men on the payroll to make sure Noriko is safe. What worries me is the press conference he has to attend midday. On one hand, one should not hide the truth from the public. On the other, claiming it's an isolated incident would prevent the town folks from locking themselves up and act all paranoid. Now, if the killer strikes again, the whole department will be disowned and truth will be known to all. And to think I miserably wasted my evening by trying to pin the murder on Hirose and Yaichiro. Let's say the geniuses do deserve their nickname. They were right all along. One positive thing arose from this mess. I get to go back to protecting Noriko. Noriko probably told the whole class about our meeting yesterday. Although my reaction when she called Irene names may be something she won't share. She was pretty upset now that I think about it. Congratulations, Susumu. You're the first person to call her out. Either way, I gotta stay focused now that her hatred towards me has shifted to an embryonic form of respect. Susumu, feeling better? Irie, good to see you. Indeed, I'm fine. Heavens to Betsy, I was so worried about you after you ended our date so abruptly. Oh, well, slap my ass and call me Irie. You two lovebirds went on a date? For real? A dinner, not a date, nothing more. Jeez, I'm just trying to lighten up the mood, dude. After all that's happened last night. Did something happen? Duh. One student has been killed, like live on the web. Don't you check social networks? No. Oh yeah, that's true. There's no need for if you want to see... Wow. Okay, this is a bit of a meltdown of sorts. So yeah, this is a pretty awful translation. I'm gonna try to correct it here. Oh yeah, that's true. There's no need if you want to see yourself naked. All you have to do is look at the mirror, at the reflection in the mirror. Shut up, Hidaki. What? I thought his name was Hiraku. Okay, what is going on with the translation in this part? It was getting better in the last chapter too. Man. Easy, man. Did you see the video? Irie. I'm so sorry, but he's... Do not apologize. What he said was low and petty. told me about it. All the online hazing. Hazing? Really? You think I'm still in a frat? To be honest with you, I have no idea. I even look at what they post about you on the... Then don't. I swear you'll never look up my name on those websites. On your parents' graves, I'm begging you, Susumu. I promise you. Thank you. At least one person in this town will keep a good opinion of me. 2. Romy. I overheard your conversation. She may be stupid, but she seems sincere. Don't forget the third wheel. Kyoko. I'm gonna call the ICU to give them a heads up before Uemura shows up with concussions and probably a groin dislocation. He made you cry? I'll make him sing like a castrato. So I'm not entirely sure, but I believe those were the choir eunuchs of the church in the Middle Ages. They would be castrated before hitting puberty so that their voice would never deepen. That way they could hit the high notes and everything. And as you may have guessed, those would be males, not females, since they need to hit the high notes. And don't worry, there's a huge slew of effects, basically about chemical levels in the blood that are going to be compromised as a result of that. And it really does shorten the recipient's lifespan. Especially back then when they didn't actually have hormone supplements. So, going back to the game now, if I could get my hands on those bullies, I swear they'd pay for everything they've done to you. Kyoko. I had no idea they were this close. Now, you wipe those tears and go teach your class. That's an order. Yes, ma'am. Looks like Kyoko is the one wearing the pants in this relationship. Tokunaga, you really think you're getting paid to gaze into space? Go do your job, you slacker. Yes, ma'am. I've busted criminals, participated in missions with the SWAT team and the Special Ops. It's nothing compared to Kyoko's wrath. If one day some weird alien species want to take over the Earth, we'll just have to send them to Kyoko. They'll go back to their native planet in a sec. Okay, it's time to work now. Let's hope everything will be fine. Once my mission here is over, I'll have a word with Uemura. In an alley without any witnesses. It's my duty to clear the name of Airi, not Kyoko's. And that concludes the lesson on the fall of communism. See you tomorrow. Heavy was the silence that loomed on the school today, be it in the classrooms, the hallways, or the teacher's lounge. Who can blame them after watching a student murdered in a video broadcasted live on the internet? So I don't know if any of you have actually been in the situation where a classmate dies, but it's a very tense week after the fact. To put into context for you how bad it can be, smiling, laughing, any sort of joy in the wrong place can cause you to be ostracized. I ended up seeing this in my senior year of high school when a freshman died. It's tense. So I've definitely seen what they've gone through. Except, in my case, it was due to a car accident, while this was some sort of torture porn video, I assume. Mr. Tokunaga, what are you planning to do during the summer vacation? Beats me. Maybe I'll go camping for a few days. What about you? I'm going to visit my grandparents with my dad. I'll stay in town to work for as long as you probably know. I'll stay in town to work. As you probably noticed, my grades are not good enough if I want to go to college. What about the rest of the gang? Tama and Juzaburo are staying too. Jiro and Taki didn't mention it, and Noriko is going to the US to perfect her linguistic skills. Thank God, the farthest she is, the safer. Can we bother you with a question? I'm all ears. It's about the video. Oh. It's my honest belief you guys should not watch things like that. Not that you're too young, but it's a person, not a bunch of pixels going through a pipeline of data. out of respect for her, you should not watch this video. But we kinda knew her, and to know that she passed away, such a horrific way too. I offer you my deepest condolences upon her passing. Was she a good friend of yours? Not friends per se. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually a French expression. It's times like this when I'm really glad I don't have a camera on me. I'm pretty sure those of you still watching this probably want to see my reaction. Yes, it is along the lines of a facepalm. Not friends per se, we just knew who she was. So yeah, to go on a real quick tangent, I'm sorry, but at this point it's just so hard for me to take this game seriously. I'm probably going to chime in with little bits of extra information here and there like I have been doing, but wow, this translation. I don't even know where to begin. Every now and then we ran into her at the mall, but still, we have the same age. Okay, that's a literal translation. Instead, for French, you define your age as a possession of years rather than like a status. So that's why she says have instead of are. Yeah, like us, she was a student, which tends to scare us a bit. Do not be afraid. I think the press conference held at City Hall by the Chief of Police is about to start any minute now. I'm sure he'll say this was an isolated incident. If you'll excuse me, those exam books need to go back to the library, otherwise Miss Toma might scold me. Just a piece of advice if you don't mind. Travel in groups and stay safe. I wonder if Ari has planned anything for her vacations. So I'm not entirely sure why vacations is pluralized here, but that could be a reference to the Japanese summer vacation. That's basically tied into Golden Week, where there are several different holidays all packed into one week for efficiency's sake. So there's like a Youth Day, an Elderly Day. I think like Earth Day is some part of it. I don't know when they exactly hold this either. And then the Emperor's birthday, not his literal birthday, just the day that it's celebrated, kind of like President's Day in the US. All of these are crammed in one week so that people don't have as much time off work, school, etc. Which is kind of the opposite of the US, where we try to spread our holidays out so that we get a day off every now and then. Summer vacations, here we are. Let's go swimming. On my way, Ray. Don't you want to swim with us, Ari? No. Susumu and Ari sitting in a tree. What you doing, you two lovebirds? Renji. Come on, you guys, let's have some fun. Don't stay on the shore like that. So is it my imagination, or are the people in the background actually animated better than the guys in the foreground? It's possible that just could be like a lack of resolution or something. Damn it, Ari, move out of the way. Could be a lack of resolution or something just because they're at a distance, but they seem a little bit better. Now, part of it is, as children, they don't have as many defining features, no wrinkles in the face, not as much... I don't even know what to call all the lines on the torso. And then this one, you can't even see the straps on her swimsuit, but oh well. How is that your problem? If she doesn't want to go into the water, let her be. But the waves are perfect today. It's beyond me she'd miss such an opportunity. To go into the water so you can powerbomb us. I know you, Shoji. I don't even know what powerbomb is. I'm the best when it comes to power bombs. Let's see about that. Ari, would you like to take a walk, just the two of us? How about a hike to the forest? That'd be lovely. Their screams are getting on my nerves almost as much as the sun giving me a headache. If you want to go and swim with them, I'll understand, Susumu. No way. showed you to powerbomb me. My sinuses have to remain dry, Ari, otherwise I'll turn into a sneezing machine. Come on, let's go explore the wilderness. Susumu. Oh man, I don't remember it being this far. I can't feel my legs. So you fancy this place more than the seashore? Yep, and I know it's your favorite spot. That's nice. No one will hear or see us take a dive in the lake. No, I don't want to. I have to tell you something. Last week I went to see the doctor and he told my parents they had to buy me glasses. Why? To correct my eyesight since I have a bad case of something called myopo, or myopia. But I'm not used to wearing glasses, so I left them at home. I assume he's trying to say how retarded of me, but they have a T there. Do your eyes hurt? No, but I can't see much. It's all blurry. For instance, you're all blurry. I can't tell your mouth from your chin. If we want to get close to the water, you'll have to hold my hand, otherwise I might fall down in the ditch. Please? Fine. So, I don't know if you can notice the bruises on her. You can see 2 on her chest, 1 on her arm. I couldn't see if there was anything on her leg or not. That day was the first time I lied to her. I knew she didn't want the gang to see the bruises. They didn't want us to know her parents abused her. Thanks to that lie, we were able to have fun like kids are supposed to, in a perfect world. A world without violence. Are you high? High. Still daydreaming. Sorry. Takes one to know one. You spent the whole day gazing at the blackboard without paying attention to the lessons. Let me ask you, do your friends know about our... No. I see. I don't want Tama to know I insulted your childhood friend. Listen, could you... I'm sorry. I really have to go drop these exam books to the library. Just wait for me. I'll be back in a sec. Sure. Good evening, Romy. Here are the exam books I borrowed this morning. You did? Yes. Why, thank you then. Are you alright? I just heard the news about the girl who got killed. That's just terrible. I concur. I had no idea human beings could be that sadistic and mean. Judging by her IQ, I'd better leave, otherwise countless hours will be spent to discuss sociopathic behavior. Indeed, it's a tragedy. If you don't mind, I'd rather talk about something else. Something a little more lighthearted, something along the lines of a love story with a happy ending. Like yours with Ellery. Seems to me it's pretty serious. Am I right, or am I right, or right? Me and Ari. My brother told me you two lovebirds had a date last night at the aquarium in the most expensive restaurant you can find. Hence, I assume you and her are... friends. Just friends. Now, your brother. He's a part-time waiter. Yeah, he looked familiar. So, when are you going to propose? Propose? I just told you we're not dating. Can two friends have a casual dinner without one assuming they're in a relationship which may not end up in a wedding? Too many words. You lost me at casual. I'll stick to Toku thingy, a scene, Ari, if you don't mind. I give up. If it makes you happy. You know what would make me really happy? I'm listening. I'd be happy if you would do me a favor. Sure thing, Romy. Are you the kind of guy who is skilled with his hands? There you go. Bring him back to the teacher's lounge, then. Special delivery on behalf of the one and only Romy. Is anyone here? That's odd. It's the first time this room, usually so lively, is void of any sounds or sassy jokes. Toku, hurry! Don't tell me you have more books to carry. Can't a guy catch his break? Catch his breath, I assume, or catch a break? Okay, real quick. I know some of the people who watch the visual novels on the channel are not English first speakers. I know that some actually do watch this because they're kind of curious in how I pronounce some specific words and stuff. Please do not watch this for the grammar. The grammar is atrocious here. If anything, you can just think of it as, like a really bad translation. Well, it's not really bad, it's just really awkward, I'd say. There are a lot worse when it comes to translations. Although, not all of them are humorous like Zero Wing can be, but some of them just have you scratching your head, utterly confused. By the way, where is everybody? Hurry, you have to come with me to the computer room. It's dreadful. Oh god, don't tell me they're all watching it in the computer lab. Everyone go home. Uh-oh. Damn. I didn't know they could fit 5 people on the screen. What the hell is going on, guys? How come you're all here? Take a look for yourself. The news channel keeps playing it in a loop. Wow. That's pretty macabre, and they shouldn't be showing that on TV. Shock and despair ever since a hacker has broadcasted a video depicting the brutal murder of a student who went missing a few days ago. A new video has been received by our journalist this morning, showing the murder of a young man. It is our decision to inform the public, even if the content is... So if you can't quite tell what's here or you don't want to see, we have a head in a bucket and a body behind the bucket. So unless this guy has like a long giraffe-like neck that somehow goes into the ground and comes out the bottom of the bucket, his head isn't there. Instead, it's in the bucket filled with blood. So yes, even if he did have a long neck that somehow allowed that, he'd asphyxiate on the blood. Now, I don't think a news broadcast in the US at least has ever actually shown a dead body. I've told some pretty crazy crap happens in Australia, but I haven't verified that myself. It's just I know in the northern or the northwestern quadrant of the world, this wouldn't actually be on the news, and I don't know how it differs for the rest of the world. And I'll go into a little bit more detail about this later on. There's some significance to this in terms of investigation's sake. Another murder. It cannot be real. In order to protect the privacy of the deceased and our viewers, we edited the video and blurred his face. Why blur his face? It's fucking submerged in blood. The first death was kind of a dry run compared to this one. It looks more like a perfectly staged execution, which is one of the things I was going to say. Susumu? Yes, Ari? Can you drive me back home? Jeez, now I have to be Ari's driver. Unless I match your Kyoko. I am more than happy to accept this task. After all, only a man has the skills and the wits to shield you from harm. You think I don't have what it takes to protect my best friend? It's something a man can handle better than a woman. I'll show you. Come on, Ari. I will drive you back home safe and sound. Kyoko, it's my job. Yours is to cook and mop the floor. Ari? Thank you, Susumu. But I want to piss Kyoko off. Okay, I'll call you tonight then. Alright. Come on, Ari. Let's go. Get a move on, girl. I may suffer from a bad case of narcissism, but I can be Machiavellic as well. Looks like those psychology courses finally paid off. The clock is ticking. I have to report back to them. Tokunaga speaking. The press conference has been cancelled due to that news event. Due to that new event you're probably watching live as we speak. I'm watching it unraveling before my eyes. We have a meeting at our headquarters in a few minutes, and I need a solid Tokunaga. Consider it done. Go ask relatives and friends of the recently missing abductees. Any new information could come handy. I'm on it, Chief. I wish you could have joined us, but this meeting, well, I work on the field. I'll let you handle the prefect, the mayor, and their mothers. See you in an hour or so. So we will investigate like usual. So before I pick the first person, I don't know if I'll be allowed to go to all three. What I wanted to point out about the kill is something has actually triggered the abductor to go from his kidnapping collecting phase to actually offing these people. And that's assuming these are actually recent murders. It's possible they could have been dead for some time, and the videos are now only being released. In that case, then yeah, the collector may have been killing them immediately after collecting them. But as is, we don't really have a lot to go on. Basically, we'd have to know a couple different variables, how long the person has been missing and what state they were in for the execution itself. And then the frequency is pretty high. Basically, when it happens this fast, the killer is going to be moving into their endgame. They're basically going to try to unload everything they've accumulated and then escape. So I want to hit up all three of these, but just to play it safe, I'm going to... Which one is it? We'll go with that one. So if I run into a dead end or something that's a bust, I'll just reload and splice this in. We'll see. First up, Hiroyuki Masashi? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that exactly. Excuse me, are you Mr. Hiroyuki, Sukihagu's dad? I am. How do you know my son? Do you know where he is? The Garden of Hiroyuki unlocked. And you actually get to see that on screen. It's not just my screen. He seems like an honest man. I should tell him the truth. I have no idea, sir. Just so you know, I'm a police officer, and I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about your son's disappearance. I'm all ears. Are you a single dad? Yes, his mother left us when he was 13. Ever since, it's just the two of us. What can you tell me about his friends? Not much, since he barely talks to me and never shares anything, even his grades. I can tell you this. He hangs out with kids around his age, but I don't know their names. Is he a good student? Average with no chance of going to college. At least that's what his teachers think of him. Like father, like son. Does he have a girlfriend? Last month there was this girl in her school uniform. She showed up and asked if she could talk to him. I didn't ask anything. It's his life, you know. Have you heard anything about some disappearances in the vicinity? As a gardener, I hear people talk all day long, and yes, I overheard some conversations mentioning missing people. If you hear anything, please let me know. I have to find his weakness. So, let's start with the girlfriend. That girl who came over to visit your son, you do know her, right? Well, she's from the neighborhood. A reckless kid who happens to be missing as well. What's her name? Satoya. Listen, you should be aware that they had some problems with the law a couple of months ago. They beat up some kids and teenagers in the poor district. What? Why is he wielding a bat? I swear to God, I took matter into my own hands and grounded him. I'm sure he hasn't done it again. Forgive me, but I'm quite busy. If you see him, tell him to come home. And then I'm going to hit up the load button in a sec. So we're going to go right back to where we were. I have to find his weakness. Bullying. So far I like the whole girlfriend for the sinister route. Your son has the reputation of being a bully, right? He's my son, and a father will always be there for his kid, hence I'm not going to tell you anything related to that assumption you made. Forgive me, but I'm quite busy. If you see him, tell him to come home. So yeah, we're going for the first one. Going to cut here because I'm going to do some splicing. Okay, with the sinister route locked behind us, let's hit up Ichi Yusai Nana. Miss Ichi Yusai. Yes, what can I do you for? What can I do for you? No, is what can I do you for, I think. I've skipped through it too fast, but 50 Shades, I couldn't read all that. You reported that your husband had gone missing a few days ago, is that correct? Did you hear about his whereabouts? No, but I have some questions about him. Do you mind? No, I don't. What about his family? What about it? I'm his only kin, and it's true the other way around. People like us don't go well with people like you. Did he have a lot of friends? I'd say most vile and disgusting perverts you can run into downtown. That's an honest answer. Don't get me wrong, I love him more than my own life, but he is a sexual pervert. Well, that's gonna be something worth exploring, unfortunately. I already have this whole TMI sense going off. What does he do for a living? He's not working right now. He lives off a disability pension. A long time ago, he was a video technician for a local TV company, but an accident on a set put an end to his career. Do you both have a happy marriage? Sometimes he's drunk and abusive, but I can't complain. Without him, I wouldn't want to live. Such a hold he has over her. Can you be more specific? Sure, we have a full-blown We have a full-blown sexuality, which in some ways is abnormal, but I'm fine with it. What the hell? While you're at it, maybe you'd like to see the videos of him spanking me. Have you heard the rumors about the disappearances? No, I don't waste time with hearsays. I only care about his happiness. So, we're gonna go back, save over that one. What the hell? So I want to say the perversion... Actually, these can both be pretty dark. I'm also kind of tempted to hit this up just to see the reaction, but oh well. Tell me about the hold he has on you. Are you aware the hold he has on you is disturbing? Listen, I know he's not perfect, but he's the only man who ever loved me. That's why I obey to his orders, and trust me, it is worth it for someone like me who has never felt alive. My boss must be looking for me. Call me if you hear anything. So yeah, this one's a little bit more obvious than the other ones. So we're gonna go back and load, find weakness. And it's perversion. The relationship you have with him is more than abnormal, am I wrong? I think you know that his disappearance is in a way related to his perversion. We can discuss this here or at the police station, your call. This is off the record, right? I give you my word. His income doesn't come from his disability pension, far from it. The thing is, he meets women in bars, makes them drink and abuse them at home. he threatens to destroy their reputation if they don't pay him. How can he convince them to pay? Can't they go to the police? I take pictures while he's abusing them. Please don't tell him, otherwise he'll kill me. My boss must be looking for me. Call me if you hear anything. So yeah, that's kind of disturbing, and she's a bit of a voyeur, apparently. So the last one to hit up is Higashiyama Ezo. Well, it's different music. Mr. Higashiyama. It's about my son Shuji, isn't it? A play by John Lund. Yes, I'm investigating his disappearance. I have a few questions for you. Do you mind? Not at all. Anything to find my son. Does Shuji live in a stable environment? My wife and I have been married for 18 years and we never had an argument. I think we offered him a stable environment to start his adulthood. What can you tell me about his friends? Like I said, when I notified the police, he has the usual friends any other kid has. I don't know if he has a best friend, though. Since he spends so much time online, he must have a lot of virtual pals. That makes us two, then. Did your son ever had any problems with his teachers? Not to my knowledge. He's a good kid. I raised him well. A girlfriend? He never mentioned any girl's name. Maybe he has an online crush, you know, but he never said he had a real girlfriend. Did you hear anything about abductions in the neighborhood? No? Why? These are rumors, just rumors. Good then. So the buttons for him are going to involve the whole online stuff. So, let's save here. Let's hit a bullying first, see if anything falls out of the tree that we shake. How many virtual identities does your son own? What? I don't think he met a predator online, but I think he virtually bullied someone who got even. We never shared that information with the police. Ah, okay, there's something else I need to censor. He used to publish doctored pictures of other students online. Not willing to tarnish the reputation of the high school, parents and students didn't press charges. Listen, I really have to go. Let me know if you hear anything. So we're just gonna go back. Virtual friends will hit up, and then we'll just reload. I'll splice. Maybe he met the wrong person online. I doubt it. He's smart, knows any virtual identity could hide the opposite in real life. He would have told me, my wife or his friends about it. That was very brief. So I'm actually going... Actually, no, I'd have to edit that again, so never mind. We'll cut back in a second. Okay, so with that behind us, we went down the whole bullying route. And we'll see what all we've learned come into play momentarily. So here we're meeting with the geniuses, so to speak. I just interviewed 3 relatives. Sadly, I don't think this will help us to solve the case. And if he did this all in an hour, that means he was with each one of them for 20 minutes, which is pretty damn good time for an interview. What's the problem? Did another person die? Understand that it hurts me to say so, but you are relieved of your duty effective immediately. And that's not how you spell relieved. What the hell is wrong with you? You have failed in your task, Tokunaga. You're out of the loop from now on. You're not serious. Noriko has gone missing. Noriko? Her driver notified us an hour ago. She's nowhere to be found. Her cell phone has been found in a trash can near the vicinity of the school. Leave this room at once and go home. Pack your stuff and get out of town. You're nothing but a disgrace to the Force. Get out. So if this is like your normal police anything, movie, TV show, you can only solve the mystery after being dismissed. So we're on the right track. I should have stayed with her. I'm sorry. I really have to go drop these exam books to the library. Just wait for me. I'll be back in a sec. Sure. What a jerk. How could I act like a complete jackass, leaving her all by herself? That was my one and only job. With all the murders, I guess I lost my shit. Never in my whole life had I failed so miserably. Still, there is no way I'm going down without a proper fight, even if I'm no longer part of the team. Now that I think about it, was I ever part of the team? Since I have to vacate the place, let's make one finally good use of that bathroom. When I joined the Force, my only goal was to help the justice system prevail for the greater good and the well-being of my fellow men. Then one thing leading to another, my dream has been shattered into a million pieces. Huh? How long are you going to stay in the shower? Noriko. What are you doing here? Towel. Towel. Is that the name of the place you went to? Put on a towel, unless you intend on walking on your third leg. Gosh, now I'm guilty for exposing myself to my student, as if the day could not get any worse. Listen, you need to tell me why you're in my apartment. Are you out of your mind, young lady? Everyone is looking for you. Please don't yell at me. I have to tell the chief immediately. Although, since he treated me like shit, I can wait for a while. I'll teach him not to disrespect me. I know where to go, so wait for me downstairs. I'm on my way. You're a pretty secret guy, you know that? What is it now? How can you rent such a place with your teacher's pay? Damn. I take it out of the equation that teacher's pay is ridiculously low to rent such a place. It's my aunt's place, so she lives abroad. I can use it anytime I want. I see. The oh-so-original family member who saves the day. Why such a daunting escape from your driver's clutches? Beats me. I just wanted to taste something new. New like a new cell phone? How do you know about my cell phone? Damn. I overheard the headmaster, but you know what? It doesn't matter, does it? You mentioned something new, but since you're supposed to leave for the US, couldn't you have waited for a couple of days? It's not the same. Over there, no one knows me and treats me like a princess bending over and all that fuss. It's the first time in all my lousy life that someone yells at me, and it made me feel things I'd never felt before. Please, oh my god. Please, tie me up and yell at me once more. Tie you what? You're so gullible. Watch out, Noriko. Some guys might take your jokes seriously and you can get in a lot of trouble. Yeah, but you're not some guy. You can't help it, can you? My balls. Once you're able to walk like a man, meet me in your bedroom. My bedroom? There is no doubt Tama taught her how to defend herself by aiming at a guy's weak point. With such a skilled fighter, I was wrong to be so worried about her. And now she's in my bedroom. I'm already not attracted to women my age, so young girls like her... I think it's time for you to go home. Sleeping like a baby. Still, I have to get her to leave without throwing her out like garbage. There's only one solution that comes to mind. Is it throwing her out like garbage? Because I like that plan. That poor kid lives in a world of hypocrites and alcoholics. I ran over here as fast as I could. How is she? She's fine. You didn't tell anyone, I hope. Nope, as you requested. Let's keep her out of parental trouble. Having them or the police show up here to pick her up wouldn't fit too well with Noriko. She'd lose it. Where is she? Can I see her? Right this way. She's in there. That's odd to have a living room upstairs. Oh no, it's my bedroom. You dragged me to your place so you could abuse me as well? Now I get it why you wouldn't want me to tell the police. The jig is up, you perv. Where'd she get the baseball bat? What the hell are you doing? Noriko, come quick. Let's escape this sexual dungeon. No, I want to stay. Brainwashing? How could you? Have mercy. Smart. You asked Tom to pick me up so I wouldn't get into trouble. I appreciate it. You'll be in trouble, young lady. Get ready for it. I know, my stupid parents must know by now. Since your dad is out of town, I seriously doubt it, but your mother... In 3 drinks, she'd have forgotten. Come, Tama, let us go home. Thank you for hiding me, sir. I didn't. You're the one who broke in. Goodbye. Thank you, and sorry for hitting you. I thought that... Wait up. Promise me you won't tell anyone. That wouldn't sit too well with the headmaster. If the police asks anything, tell them that... Well, tell them we went to buy some pads. See? It works. You're speechless. Hello, Machiavelli. I want you to meet your daughter. Don't sweat it. It'll be our secret. There is no way the chief will believe me if I tell him what just happened. And if he does take my word for it, he'll fire me from the case. Noriko broke and entered my home. That's the proof I'm not police material. Still, my ethics force me to tell him the truth. The whole truth. That's one hell of a catch-22. Before rushing things, I should think about what really matters. Let's put some ice cubes in a plastic bag and apply it where those 2 furies unleash their wrath. If I have kids one day, I'll consider myself lucky. No ice cubes? You gotta be kidding me. All there is a cold brewski. Well, when you have to, you have to. Can't I catch a break? I'm sure they forgot something. So, girls, you got your pads? Perv? Ari, it's not what it looks like. 2 teenagers leave your house and you ask them if they have their pads while touching yourself? In what universe doesn't that make you a pervert? Come on in, I'll explain everything. Truth is, the whole situation led me to believe otherwise. I'm sorry for calling you a pervert. It's fine, Ari. Now that I think of it, were you spying on me? No, I wanted to make sure you were okay. You know, after your doctor's appointment and all. Ah, well, as you can see, I'm fine. Except where Thomas' fists and kicks landed. Otherwise, I'm as good as new. Glad I can finally make use of that online course I followed. How about an herbal medicine bandage for you know. Your beard doesn't look that cold. I'll be fine. As you wish, but if it swells, stop by the emergency room. You're positive you want me to handle it? Sure. She's going to handle it. I've never had intercourse with her, but the mere idea doesn't seem that bad. First things first, I want it in my mouth. With all my senses messed up, I'm at a loss for words. Hey, that's my beer. Damn it. So thirsty. I mean the handling. The what? Forget it. Time for me to make my special... They misspelled crotch. Bruises be gone, herbal bandage. Is your bathroom on the first floor? First floor. Thank God the Grim Reaper got my... Thank God the Grim Reaper got my address to put an end to my misery. Tokunaga, I came to Hush, this way. Sorry to force you out, but a teacher went over and I do not want her to know we work together. That's very wise. Again, I'm very sorry about back then. It would appear that she went shopping with some friends. Apologies accepted. It goes without saying that you get your assignment back as well as your duties. I'm out of here. I don't want your friend to see the two of us discussing police business. Dead wrong, wasn't I? You truly are a pro, Tokunaga. Well, bad news is now that we're back on the force, we can't solve this case anymore. We've hit a brick wall that we simply cannot overcome. Is there a problem, Susumu? Just my neighbor. He hadn't properly introduced himself. I found the bathroom, but sadly you don't have the ingredients. The ingredients I need for your bandage. Is there an herbalist not too far from here? Not a clue, but it doesn't matter. I'm not feeling any pain anymore. I see. That's odd. All of a sudden she shut down like a book. Are you upset about what I just said, Ari? For once, I could have been useful to you. For the first time in ages, such devotion touches me deep inside my stone-cold heart. Forget about bandages, hippier. So that's my take on herbology, or whatever you want to call herbalism, or whatever. Forget about bandages, hippie herbs, and your online medicine man. You being here is more than enough to ease my soul. I cannot undo the past. I cannot go back in time to be a nicer friend. A normal person would have treated me for what I am. A guy who would abandon you all by yourself in this town with only a handful of memories. Do I deserve your friendship? I doubt it. I don't deserve such an amazing person like you as a friend. You deserve it, and even more. That's the nicest thing someone ever said to me. How about the two of us go out for dinner? Nothing would please me more, Susumu. The Ari I remember from my past would never kiss her mother with that mouth. Never had I cared about the effect I make women, but... Sorry, I have to take this. Please kick back and relax on the couch. Watch TV if you like. I'll be right back. Tokunaga speaking. Congratulations. You've set a new world record. Very funny. The fastest rehired fired cop. Is this a dry run for your jokes? I wasn't aware you had a special on TV planned this season. Speaking of television, turn yours on and call me back. Would you mean that? Ari. Ari. Again, it's happening again, Susumu. So is that an ice pick to the ear, or what there? We just broadcasted an unknown victim who could be among those missing. So now the press knows there is a link between the murders, the abductions, and I'm sure of it now, that serial killer. So yes, as of this kill, he is now the official requirement of a serial killer. It's 3 murders, basically the hat trick of, well, I guess murder, really. We now have 3 victims on our hand, the worst case scenario.